All right, today we are diving headfirst into the gut renaissance. Think of this as your personal roadmap to getting back all that energy you feel like you've been missing, all by healing your body from the inside out.
But let me start with a question for you. How do you actually heal an injury that you can't even see? I mean, you can't put a cast on feeling exhausted, right? You can't put a bandage on brain fog. And that's the real challenge when your body's internal systems are just completely out of whack.
Now, you've probably heard of the RICE protocol if you've ever sprained an ankle, rest, ice, compression, elevation. It's a quick sprint designed to fix a very specific physical injury. But for the kind of deep systemic injury we're talking about, you need a totally different game plan. So meet the RISE protocol. This isn't a sprint. It's a long-term, strategic marathon for your entire system. To really get why this marathon is so necessary, we have to identify the villain of the story, the silent saboteur that's causing a major power outage inside your body. We're talking about a very common environmental toxin called glyphosate. It's quietly messing with your internal power grid right at the source. So, here's how it does it. Glyphosate goes after something called the shikimate pathway. The easiest way to think about this is that it's the operating system for all the good microbes in your gut. Now, here's the crucial part. Our human cells don't have this pathway. For a long time, that's why everyone thought it was totally safe for us. But, and this is a big but, our good bacteria, the ones we count on for energy, for our mood, for our immune system, they absolutely do. And just look at the scale of this problem. A staggering 54% of our core gut species are sensitive to glyphosate. That means more than half of your entire internal ecosystem is vulnerable. It's a huge target. And the results? Well, it's pretty much a hostile takeover inside your gut. As you can see here, our beneficial bacteria, the good guys like Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium, they're super sensitive and their populations just collapse. This creates a huge power vacuum, and all the opportunistic bad guys like Clostridium and Candida, who are way more resistant, they just rush right in and take over the neighborhood. And here it is. This is the direct hit to your energy levels. When your microbiome is wiped out like that, the production of ATP, that's the actual energy currency your cells use to do anything, can drop by as much as 40% inside your intestinal cells. This isn't just feeling a little tired. This is a full-blown energy crisis at the cellular level. So, that's the problem. How in the world do we fix it? Well, the solution is a blueprint for a total system reboot. It's that RISE protocol we mentioned, a structured plan designed to get your internal power grid back online, piece by piece. And the protocol breaks down into 4 really logical phases. First, you reset. You get the toxins and the inflammatory stuff out. Then, you identify. You figure out what specific damage has been done. Next, you support the system by rebuilding your gut's protective barrier and reseeding it with good microbes. And finally, you excel by building those long-term habits that keep you strong and resilient. Okay, now we're getting to the fun part, your restoration toolkit. What are the actual tangible tools you can use to start repairing that power grid and actively fight back against this saboteur? This first tool is honestly so clever. It's called the glycine saturation strategy. See, it turns out that glyphosate is what's called a molecular mimic. It looks almost identical to an essential amino acid called glycine. So your body can get tricked, and it might accidentally grab glyphosate instead of glycine when it's building new proteins, which, as you can imagine, causes a ton of problems. So the strategy is pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. By taking about 3 to 5 grams of pure glycine every day, you basically flood your system with the real deal. This crowds out the imposter, the glyphosate, making it way less likely that your body will accidentally grab the wrong molecule and use it. All right, our second tool takes us right back to that power grid metaphor. To really bring your energy back, we've got to jumpstart your cellular engines, and those are your mitochondria. And believe it or not, one of the best ways to do this is with photon energy, or, just light. And it's very specific how this works. Getting some early morning sunlight helps sync up your body's master clock, which is absolutely crucial for gut health. But even more directly, certain wavelengths of light, specifically red and near-infrared light, acts like a turbocharger for your mitochondria. They directly boost the production of ATP, that's cellular fuel. The result is just more raw energy for your body to heal and function. So now that you have these tools, it's really important to have realistic expectations. Remember what we said, this is a marathon of regeneration, not a sprint. Your body is going to heal in waves, over time. And this timeline gives you a pretty clear roadmap of what to expect.
In the first few days, you'll start to see a shift in your microbial populations. Within about 2 to 4 weeks, that physical gut barrier actually starts to repair and seal itself. And then, over 3 to 6 months, your cellular engines, your mitochondria, can finally reach a new, healthy baseline of energy production.
Now, one really important heads up on this journey. As you start clearing out all the bad guys, you might actually feel a little bit worse before you start to feel better. It's a known thing called the Herxheimer reaction, but it's not a sign of failure. It is a healing crisis. It's proof that the protocol is working and you're making a successful ecological transition. Okay, let's bring this all home. What does this actually look like day to day? Let's boil it all down to a few simple, really powerful habits that you can start doing, well, today. First, try the 3-ferment rule. Just get 3 different fermented foods like sauerkraut, kefir, or kimchi into your diet every day to start reseeding your microbiome. Second, implement that glycine saturation strategy with 3 to 5 grams a day. And third, get out in the morning sun. Let that light hit your eyes and kickstart your body's clock and your mitochondrial engines. You see, healing an injury you can't see isn't impossible. It just requires a new blueprint, a new protocol for a new kind of problem. So the only question left is, are you ready to reboot your internal power grid?